Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. World over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe, first of all, my sincere apologies. I do not know due to the technical fault and what glitches. I'm 20 minutes late, for which I sincerely apologize from Venerable Ravi, Medhankarji also, and all my global audience, those are joining from the world over. And I was thinking I'm online, but whereas I learned from my colleagues that I have not gone online, I was still offline. So I do not know how the technical glitch has taken place, but my sincere apologies to everybody. And we move on with today's program. And we are having all the way from Japan, from Tokyo, international president of the World Buddhist Mission. And we have got Venerable Ravi Medhankarji, and he's going to discuss with us the Zen and its impact on Japanese society, because that is something very important next to our hearts, so that we understand. First of all, we all should understand about Japan. We should understand Japanese society, and thereafter, let's pick up and learn from him about Zen also. So without charging any money from you, we are giving you a complimentary business class ticket to travel all the way to Tokyo and meet Venerable Ravi Medhankarji. With these words, join me in extending a very warm welcome to Venerable Ravi Medhankarji. Pranam, namaskar, namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar.
It's indeed such a pleasure, and my sincere apologies for this particular technical glitch. How it has taken place, I do not know, but let's start. I'm going to cut short my entire intro part and other things and my own slides, nothing to be shown. We want to listen to you. Venerable Ravi Medhankarji, people have joined from world over, and there's a lady who stands first this afternoon. I think she might be keen to come to Japan. Madam Vidhi Jaiswal ma'am, Mohit Chaudhary ji, and all other dignitaries, those are joining us. We extend a very warm welcome on the YouTube. And let's go over to Japan and let's meet Venerable Ravi Medhankarji. Raviji, let's start.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me a chance by International Chamber of Service Industry. And thank you all who is going to participate in this section. Actually, Jain is not a new thing for us. And I will tell you my background with the Jain. When I was a student at Magad University, then there was a monk who joins the Japanese temple. And it was a chance that he comes to our class of master class. That was the ancient Indian and Asian studies. And our batch was 1987-89, which we graduated little late in 1980. And then so he gave me a chance to come to his Japanese temple, stay 10 days on his hospitality. And then he explained me about the Jajen, and other foreign participants were also there in the Jajen practice. So that was my first experience of Jajen when I was a student of masters. So Jain, actually, when I go through there, it was nothing new, but as you say, the old wine in new bottles. So actually, Jain is the modified form of the dhyana, what we do also dhyana, but it is a special kind of dhyana. This was introduced to China by the great monk of India, very well known, Bodhidhamma, or the Bodhisan or Dhamma-san. San is Mr. in the Japanese language. So he comes to the China, and the Chinese temples were being attacked by the foreign elements. So he taught how to protect themselves by using the method of the dhyana. So, we are well versed in India about the karate and many kind of the things which is possible with the dhyana. And my father was also doing the dhyana, and he has a power to get lifted little up from the samadhi. So that these are all possible with the dhyana. Many things can be done. So that great monk taught to the in the China, and the Chinese it was transliterated as Chang, Chang, Chang. And ultimately, when it comes to the Japan, because the Japanese monk comes to the China to study that dhyana, what was the dhyana and what was the Chang. So he carried the things and comes to Japan, and it belongs to the Jain. So the nomenclature is different, but the same flavor is there, which come from India to here. But there is something changes, like the same Indian language also we have in different state, it changes from place to place. So when it comes in Japan, it also got modified. So that is the most important. So they adopted it in the practical way. The Japanese adopted the practical way, and every day-to-day life of Japan, you will find there is a Buddhist element or the Jain elements are there. So Jain and Japanese culture has all it immersed in the society, so that everything they see, that is the Jain. So this Jain is a practice of the practical practice of the life. And there are many scholars in the field, and most important field goes to the also A Way of Jain by Ellen W. Watt. And it is a kind of a spirit. So what the monks did, they listened to their masters' sermons and ask questions and get answers. The most answers were incomprehensible by the monks. So there is a very beautiful story that a Rinjai sect monk comes to the Jain master and asks a question. He was in the group, and he asked the question, how deep is the sea? So the master throw that man in throw the breeze into the sea and say, you see yourself. So Jain is actually the practice yourself you have to, because it is not a cup of tea or something, or you have that you drink and you say, oh, this is this, like that. So as deep as you start in the Jain, so the practice that will make you slowly, and also in English proverb that practice makes you perfect. So that was that, how deep is the sea? That answer you get and you go deeply in the sea, then you see how deep it is. So it is just that reality, so that we can say that where the reality comes, comes with the conception. So you have to take the extra precautions. And Jain masters, usually they don't answer you when you ask some question, so that they will let you know your questions with your own answer. So that is the peculiarity in Jain. So and there are many stories which is called as the koan, K-O-A-N, koan stories in the Jain teachers. So, and Jain, actually, that masters, they say that it is an enlightenment. What is Jain? Jain is nothing, but it is an enlightenment. Enlightenment means that is emancipation. That means freedom. So what is the freedom? Freedom from, not the freedom of the economy, freedom of this one. That the freedom of from every kind. What kind of freedom? It is the end, the self-realization, free from any questions of the life. That is that you got the enlightenment, which has been comes in that spiritual world. So Jain makes you most of the enlightenment verbal and practical. There are some things in the verbal, and there are some that is a practical. So that is the Jain is the verb. Where there is a verbal, there is also a practical way of Jain. So there is another funny story. that some comes to the Jain master and he asks something. Then he say, if you have one, I give you one. If you don't have one, then I will take you your. So that is also very funny Jain sayings. But there are many masters, they were very fun on that one. So then there is also proverb, the ice is ice, the mountain is mountain. So that's good. So if you want to know the ice, you have to go to the ice and see how the ice is there. If you want to know the mountain, you must go to the mountain and see how it is. So that these are that, like the stuff is a stuff. Now there another problem is there. A stuff is a stuff because it's no stuff. So that's also funny. So many things. So one word is a stunt that every word meaning you have to understand yourself. So actions and the verbal, it is all depending on each other. So when there is a verbal and then you have the action. So unless you don't take any action, you cannot understand what the master is telling and what is the meaning of one. So that is the game of the. So when you get this answer yourself, that is your satori. It is a Japanese for the enlightenment. Satori word is enlightenment in Japanese. So now we come to the T.S. Eliot, the English writer. You must be knowing the T.S. Eliot, sir. So he's telling that when I count, he's with his girlfriend, that only you and me are together. Who is that on the other side of you? Who is the third beside you? We cannot see, but I feel there is someone behind us. So who is that? I don't know. So this is also very funny by T.S. Eliot. There is no one, but he is feeling that there is someone. And he says that, so where is another beside you? This is very funny by T.S. Eliot, but it has all the same type of example. So I just thought to share with you. So in Buddhism, it is telling that you should not depend on any, even on sutras or the shastras, whatever they explain you. The Gautama Buddha also said that don't believe on me, don't believe on my words unless you taste it. And then you think if it is good for you and for the society, please accept it. Don't do anything blindly. So that is many stories also, again, the different eras of the Japanese, like we have also that period, the middle period, ancient period, like that. In the Japanese also have many periods, Nara, Fujiwara, and all these things. So all the time, like the Meiji period and all the periods, there are some examples of the Jain Buddhism. So do not rely on others. Here it is one proverb that they're telling that if you see a Buddha, you kill him first. Because even he's a Buddha, he's not a Buddha. So you have to concentrate. So killing of the Buddha is also very important proverb in the Jain Buddhism. So the most important, you learn yourself, you believe on yourself. What you are doing, you believe yourself, and then you do. That, for example, I just tell you, Mr. Sharma did this, but Mr. Sharma did, if it is good, then I say, okay, this is good. But when I do some wrong, you do to you, I got this wrong. So we always blame the people. But here it is that don't blame to anybody. Don't blame the Buddha. Buddha give you the Panchasil, Buddha give the Shion. But if you give that Panchasil and you follow that Panchasil, then it is okay. But if you just chanting the sudras, Panati Pata Veramani Shikapadam Samadhyami, and you are killing the people, so there is no any use. So that is the most important, is the practical, and the world needs the Buddha teaching and the Jaina teaching now. So like so you have to this is the Jain is very important in the field, and it has many aspects. Like when you come to the background of Buddhism, now Buddha taught for 47 years or 49 years altogether after getting the enlightenment at the Buddha Gaya. So the many schools, they made it a different, Buddhism is one, but they made it like Theravada, or what you say, the Hinayana. Then they divided into the Mahayana, and what you say, then again that come the Vajra practices, then become the Vajrayana. So we divided into the chapters, but Buddhism is only one. So that is called the Buddhayana, we can say. So like if you go to Vietnam, Korea, Japan, they usually take the Mahayana aspect. Of course, there are some Theravada practices also in those countries, but negligible. And in the Jain, we have a sitting position, which we practice. It is called Ja Jain. That is a that and in the Ja Jain also that we have to practice the sitting. It is telling that some of the Jajan teacher will tell you, just you sit, nothing you do, nothing to think. That is very important in Jajan. So just sitting, if you can sit, it is very important. So that is the very first step of the Jain practice. So as I explained you, so if you meet the Buddha, kill him. So sutras, shastras, these teachings are just for nothing. So, and when you sit, then you listen, who am I? The most important is that who are you? You don't know. So who am I? And then it starts. So that is in the Dhamma practice, that the who I am, who are you? The simply meditation help you to understand who are you. Because it is very difficult to know who I am or who you are, what the Mr. Sama is, or what the Venerable Medhankar is there. It's so Jain practice makes you that one. And when you come to the Buddha's teaching, there is a book in India. It is Dhammapad. The Dhammapad also starts with the mind. The Buddha explains about the mind. And this says the Pali Sutras that telling Mano Pubangama Dhamma. So mind is the forever. It's run so fast. Even I'm sitting in Japan, but I can imagine about the India where Dr. Sama is sitting or other participants are sitting. So even by sitting, our mind is there. So it's very fast. So to concentrating or controlling mind is very important. And so every aspect of the life, whatever we are doing, not only in Japan, I think all over the world, the same thing is there to control the mind. When I'm now speaking, I have to control the mind, what I'm speaking. Suppose I'm talking about Jain and I'm talking about something, Indian curry or something else, it cannot be suitable. So we have to concentrate or control our mind, not concentrate, at least to control our mind. So that is the most important, the Jain or the Dhyana. So we have to take that one, concentration of the mind. So every aspect of the life in Japan has been stick to this one practices. For example, now, very important, the tea ceremony in Japan. So when we do the tea ceremony, there are some ways. They have adopted some way how to serve the tea and how to not only serve, how to take the tea. When somebody serves you the tea, there are some phases that we can have a separate lecture on that tea ceremony. We can do that one later on. And practically we can do online also. You can have this one. So there is a way how to do for the tea, and tea is very important. So it has become a kind of also in India, not only in Japan. Every day we take the tea, but we take the tea in different way. But here in Japan, the tea is the part of life, and that the green tea is very famous. And before taking the tea, we take some sweet before, and then we take the tea is very bitter one. the green tea, and that we enjoy the bitterness and the sweetness of the life. So first is the sweet, and then we have the bitterness. So that, so this kind of these things that that like the flower arrangement, tea ceremony, cookings, there are every aspect in the life they take as a Jain as a practice. And what we say, this is the karma meditation, the kamma, which is the Pali word is the kamma. This is the karma meditation. Karma means action, and walk in the, it is also like the walking in the forest without thinking is all you need. When also the play in then we have the breathing. In the Jain, the study of the Buddhism is the study of yourself. A study of yourself is the forgetting yourself. What you study yourself, it is to forget yourself. Who are you? And then you study yourself. So be still in your mind and move about your body. Your physique will be moving, but mind should be still. That is the mode. Listening and looking, but not naming. Suppose we go on where there is a river, where the stones, what we still feel that is good for the meditation places. So we listen everything, but we don't take care of that, what we are listening. So that is the main center for. And after a while, what will happen? You cannot do this even in a busy city. When you practice this one, first step is that you go in a place where there is no disturbance and this. But when you are habituated with the Jain, then even you are in city, you are controlling your breath, you are listening to any music or this, everything you are going on. So your body is going on, but the mind is established. Mind is established. Even you can practice the Jain when you are driving a car. Maybe you say, oh, no, we need a room where it should be very silent and this. Yeah, this is at the basic, the first step. But you can do the Jain practice even you are driving a car. So that very important. Walking but not thinking, driving a car without a thought. Actually, what is spontaneous without deliberation? So we can say in a word, still the mind, move the body. So you have to, your body movement should be there, but your mind should be still. Our life is full of injunction. We assume everything. So living then and making wrong. So breathing is a very important. When you come, recently one teacher from the Vietnam, you must be knowing Thich Nhat Hanh. Thich Nhat Hanh is just he passed away, and he was, he was a Buddhist monk, and he practiced also Jain practice. He was very good at the calligraphy. So, and he make in the calligraphy, he says, before, in his words, before we start calligraphy is the art of writing the words in Japanese. So he tells, when I start with the calligraphy, first we drink the tea. So when I take the ink, then I feel the tea is in the ink, and then I start my writing. So it was very important. And when you write a calligraphy, you concentrate. Now we have a many writing system. Now you can go the typing on the computer, or you can have a pencil, pen, different thing. But writing with the special pen, it is in the Japanese called the fude. So that is made of the brush. Also in India, we used to write with the brush. So that is the concept, how to concentrate on that one. And this Thich Nhat Hanh says that when I make a circle, I feel the breathing starts when I take a breathing, and when I complete my writing, this I feel the whole system of the breathing in and breathing out. So that very that one important. So he just left his body last year, but he was very nice, Thich Nhat Hanh, and he has a still center in America, in France, in Vietnam also. So he was a very nice master, and I had a chance to meet him in Bodh Gaya also. So it was very so that is now that is also only this one calligraphy. Then we have the haiku, the writing the poems. That is also a part of the Japanese society. And in the haiku, we have this one limitation of the words, and when we concentrate on those, so writing a poem is also very important to control all your emotions and control your mind, and then you write that haiku. So, and then it is many examples in this one. So actually all the lives in that one. Now also it is a one or more funny. When you are hungry, you eat. When you are thirsty, you drink. It is a simple thing, but it is very important, the Jain sayings. So that, so actual life is so important. And when you come also that when you, I mean, in India, everybody knows the samurais. Samurai is what you can understand when we have a kingship in India also. Then we had a warrior class, which was called the Rajputas. So like that, samurais were also like a Rajputas. They were the fighters. And now there was a very special movie to the listeners, you might be knowing. The Last Samurai is one of the very important movie and well known in the world. So if you have chance, please see that one, Samurai. So Last Samurai. And then in the also here the Jain tradition works. So warrior class of the fighting spirit, that is the life of samurai. They were the samurais. They were the here. They also in Dr. Sharma was in army. In army also we say, hello, fire. Okay, that then they start the fire. Stop. Then you don't have to think anything. A stop means a stop. Fire means fire. So the same thing in the, so when a samurai goes to fight, he don't have to think backside or the right hand side or the left hand side. He has to go and crush the enemy. So that is the main concentration of this, the controlling of the mind. So that since you were in the army, you know it better than me. So the same thing was given in the martial art, a kind of martial art that is important in the Jain. So Jain teaching also comes there in the martial art of the samurai, where there is a morality is there, and the philosophy doesn't matter here. So once the captain has asked you fire, then you start fire. When the captain says stop, without thinking that what you have done and what you have not done, so you have to stop. So that is also, it is the Jain. So samurai, philosophically, it is also important in the day-to-day life, because the samurai was one of the part of the Japanese society, and it run for a long time. So the parting of the life and detachment is the most important. So attachment and detachment is also the theory of the Buddha. So also it comes with there. So there are also the many farewell songs in Japan. So they also explain about the Japanese life, and the Buddha also departed in India. It's in the Kusinara. So that they also, that when there is a sutra, the Mahaparinirvana Sutta, when you go through the Mahaparinirvana Sutta, then you will find the attachment and detachment has been explained by Buddha and so Buddha got for almost 49 years in the life, and he explained there, and then it was that one. So we say it is a great departure of Buddha. So that Mahayana, so Mahaparinirvan, that we say. So there are many, again, the many stories in the, and it is told that in Japan, that in the 12th century, Eisai is a monk who goes to the China, and he brings with him the Jain teaching. So that is that concentrated in the Kyoto. Then there is also another, the Hojo government. So the Hojo government also give, and that concentration of that one. The general concept is also comes in the Tokugawa period. So every period in Japan, they took this one importance of the Jain in their life. Now we also come for the another one is the, we know that the flower arrangement. The flower plays not only important role in Japan, but also in India. Nowadays also becoming more popular. When there is a somebody takes the birth, we give a flower. When you have get some pass some examination, we give you the flower. When there is some of the congratulations, we give the flower. Also in when there is a marriage, okay, that is a very many kind of flowers, and a lot of flowers we use. And not only that, when we see the farewell, now just now our prime minister's mother left, and so many people gathered and they offered the flower at the altar. So that is also important. So from the birth up to the death, we use the flower. But there is a special way of the flower arrangement where it should be the color combination. There is some flowers which we give on this congratulatory token. When there is a death, then there will be a different color of flowers. So that arrangement of the flower is play a very important role in Japan. And so we say it is in Japanese, the arrangement of the flower is called the ikebana. Mana is the hana. Hana means the flower. So ike is the how to arrange that flower, ikebana. So Jain study also becomes how to manage where will be the leaf, where will be the flower, how long will be the flower, what short will be the shoots, and all these things. So there is a very important, and you will come to know that when a girl in Japan has to get married, she must know about the flower arrangement. Like in India, we had also the 36 sections of the girls long ago. Now the things are changing in the society, but she has to learn about 36 art, how to do swimming, how to do cooking, how to do these things. So also this one in Japan, which is a part of the Jain, the flower arrangement. So they had to go to the learning of the so the flower arrangement teachers are very much in demand in Japan for the girls who are going to get married. So very, so it's also plays important role in the Japanese society. So this is also the mindfulness. If your mind is not concentrated, you cannot do a good flower arrangement. So for a good flower arrangement as a teacher or a student, you need the control of your mind. So that is important. And what we say is the mindfulness. So that is the part of the Buddhism. So Ikebana, Japanese art of flower arrangement. So as I told you, this also known as the Kado, K-A-D-O, Kado. So this has a, almost a history of the 500 years. And very important that they must have dressed in the kimono. Now, why kimono? It gives a very peaceful atmosphere, and then give them power. A power comes with this kimono, is the loose dress, which is the same like in India we have sari. It is the kimono. Kimono means the things we wear, and mono means thing. So the things we wear, the dress, which is the Japanese dress, is kimono. So that is also a part of the Buddhism. So there are many things in the. So in Jain Buddhism, whatever we do with our hand is important. That also gives a touch and a feeling. And whenever we touch something, that comes in our heart. So to control that heart, and this is very, I mean, everything is with the heart, mind, and the body part. So whenever we touch a feeling, that gives you. So when we do either calligraphy, or we do the flower arrangement, or we cooking, so all of we, if you visit some Jain temple in Japan, you will find all the Jain monks as a part of the cooking. So they enjoy the cooking, and they enjoy the writings, they enjoy making flower arrangements. So all these things. So sutras and sastras is a part, but most important is that in the action. So action is the most important in the Jain. And it is not like that what I said you this. So unless you practice yourself, you cannot understand the Jain. So same like the brush, I told you, brush is it is very soft. So that is the softness of the mind, you can think. And then you turn and the twist. So you turn your mind, you twist your mind as the brush is going on the paper. So Jain master is never say that you do this. So they just say how to give, how to take back is very. When we open the hand, if it is also the Jain teacher says that when your hand is floored, then try to open the hand to give something. So that's why we say, so when we become a grown up, then we say how to give the back to the society. So we just don't take, because when the hand is come, then it is taking. But when we open our hand, then it is the society. So that is very important, to give back to the society. So that I told you also that about the Thich Nhat Hanh. So I admired him because he was a very nice teacher. And another teacher was the D.T. Suzuki. He also wrote almost 65 books on the Jain. So his books are also available in any library. When you go and just ask with this one. So then there is a philosophy of the Buddhism, and he had also written a book on that, is how the Jain is influence on the Japanese society. So we find in the society when we are living, and the most important in Buddhism is that which is still not in India. I'm not criticizing. That is a humanity should be at one ground. There should not be caste, creed, religion. And I'm not criticizing India. I'm an Indian, so I'm not criticizing. But there is a element which you find in Japan. There is no any social discrimination in Japan. So that is a real teaching of the Jain, or what is the real teaching of the Buddhism, which is prevailing in Japan. So when you come here, you see, and please visit some Jain temples, enjoy their tea ceremony, enjoy their calligraphy, and every teacher, whatever you say, the teacher, but here the teacher don't feel that he's a teacher. That is the greatness in the Jain. So they feel it is an equality. A teacher also thinks he is still a learner. So very important is that. And I hope you will come to Japan and we will see in that one. And if you need, there's a lot of Jain temples are there. We can arrange in pre-arrangement is very important, because all of a sudden, if you go to any temple in Japan, they are not going to entertain you. So for anything is here in Japan, it goes with the time, place, and people. You have to request in early to the teacher that you want to come. And then you can stay in Jain temple, enjoy the Jain. At least one day they don't mind to give you free, that you come there and enjoy the way of living, where you can have a very importance. So that I would like to conclude, and if you have some questions, you can send to me. Very important. So, like every moment of the life is the Jain moment, because the moment we are taking, inhaling, exhaling, and we controlling our mind in that one is very important. And so that is that by that I can conclude my chapter, that most important is that that is that how deep is the sea, the monk throws the monk in the sea, and then it will okay, you just go and see. So Japanese is not a theory, the Jain is not a theory, it is a practice. And with the English proverb also, practice makes you perfect, so you do, and as you do the practice, you will know more than me. That's all. Okay.
Thank you.
Arigato
Thank you.
gozaimasu. Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Venerable Ravi Medhakarji.
Yes.
First of all, my deep gratitude and thanks for such a
No,
wonderful
no, no, no.
session.
Sometimes it is in the
And
internationally, so we know
yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
internet will be
yeah.
problem. I don't.
And
At least we are happy to IT that we could see your face and you can see me also.
thank you.
Even we
Thank you.
are at a long distance and
Thank
we can talk to.
you. Then
Thank
what?
you, but very much
Yeah.
for giving opportunity. Actually, we can have more sections like that. Only on that the Jain and tea ceremony, Jain on the flower
Uh,
arrangement. So then
my
we can
my
go more deeper
yes,
in that.
yes, yes.
Mm,
My
yes.
request to you would be, because on the YouTube where people have posted, number one, people are very keen to learn Japanese language. How can one
Language I'm
learn?
giving free to also to the students when they are, then we online they can come and they can learn, because
Okay,
and also on my WhatsApp I always put some languages is there, so they can join with us and they can
okay,
enjoy.
okay.
Not a
So,
problem.
so people those are interested to learn Japanese language, we can make a WhatsApp group, and
Yes,
along with you, and then you can post certain lessons,
yes, yes, yes.
and maybe
Starting. Hmm.
maybe once in a
Because
week.
Japanese is very easy for a learner of India, and that's one, because the grammar is same like the India and the Nepal, Nebari, and this is the Hindi. So if you know the Hindi
Okay.
language, it's more easier, because same, the construction is not like English, like subject, object, and verb.
Okay. So once in a week, if we can plan a session with you, it goes on
Hmm.
the YouTube through the Zoom, and you
Yes,
give them the
yes,
basics, how to learn a language. Maybe we can
yes.
maybe we
Hmm.
can have a small board with you, we can have a
Yes,
notebook with you, we can have a book with you, the letters can be shown, and something,
yes, yes,
you
yes.
make it
Yeah.
interesting your way. And second
Yeah.
request,
That will be very important.
yeah,
First, we will go for not for writing system. Writing system we will
okay.
go after 4 or 5 lessons. Because
Spoken
first we must have vocabulary. First we
vocabulary.
start with the same like Jane. We start
Okay,
speaking first,
okay,
like you
okay.
did now. Arigato gozaimasu like that. We will start with
Okay.
Ohio gozaimasu konnichiwa, and
Yeah.
then we start with that one. And
Konnichiwa,
then
konnichiwa.
writing system, we will go after 5 or 6 chapter of lesson. First, we will need to know about the vocabulary for aisatsu, what we say the greetings. First, we start
Okay,
with the greetings, how to
okay.
greet. Yes,
And
we can do. We can do that one. Yes.
second part is lot of youngsters, lot of youth, those have joined on this particular program. They are keen to know that India had signed some kind of an MOU with the Japan, where
Yes. We have
approximately
two
3 lakh.
kind of MOU,
Yeah.
and our this. Just we had a meeting with the GTCO, the president of GTCO,
Mm,
and our ambassador in Japan. He has meet with him this last week,
mm,
and they need a lot of students who is coming here. In there is a two program. One is the TITP, which is the training, internal training. You have to stay here 3 or 5 years, and then you go to India back, and you do the implement those things what you have learned here.
mm.
Another one is the SSW, that you go just on the Google search also, that you can go TITP program and SSW program. SSW program is very easy, because you don't need any N5, N4 like that, but you must speak Japanese. So because it's a day-to-day communication in when you are wherever you are working in the factories or in the some places, then you need a Japanese like a day-to-day Japanese. So but in the TITP program, you need the N4. If you have not N4 label, they cannot invite you. So that
Okay.
TITP program is different. But SSW is easy to do that one. So
Okay.
also we can guide those people if you are interested on, yeah, on 1 week basis, we can do that one.
Wonderful. Wonderful. We extend you a very warm invitation that on 14th of January, we have got virtual meet North India Pravasi Divas, and
Mhm.
Honorable Union State Education Minister,
Mhm.
Dr. Raj Kumar Ranjan Singh Ji. The Honorable
Mhm.
Minister is coming as a chief guest. So education, skills, and everything when we talk together. If you will be
Mhm.
having time, we extend you a very warm invitation to join us for 10-15 minutes. And you can be a part of the deliberations, celebrations when we are having this annual convention of our chamber. We extend you a very warm invitation.
Okay, no problem. Send me the link, then
Thank you.
I will 99.9% we will meet. Sometime
Very
internet
kind.
goes that we
Very
cannot
kind.
do,
Very
but it
kind.
will be nice to join to you and that very. And I am also, I will give you the thanks on the day. You invited me last time in the Chandigarh for
Thank you.
this NRI
Yes.
meeting, and
Yes.
I had a very nice time with you,
Thank you.
and I could enjoy the same Parivasi
Thank you.
Divas was there. If you
Yes.
remember,
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
know, but I
Yes.
remembered
Yes.
your invitation, and we meet your chief minister and also the
Yes.
governor
Yes.
and many IS, IPS from the Bihar state also.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
had a very nice time with you.
Thank you.
And also we had a vice president of this one, this news agency,
Hmm.
and many people were there. Mr. Sinha was also with you at that
Yes.
time.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very
So
much. Thank you.
yeah, thank you very
Thank you.
much. And
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, Venerable Ravi Medhankar ji, and look forward meeting you on 14th of January on the Zoom session, virtual meet for ICSI's 29th annual convention, the North India Pravasi Divas. Namaskar.
thank you,
Namaskar.
thank you, thank you.